Hey, welcome back to the Baker's Oven. As you guys know, I'm John Baker, and here's what I want to talk about today. I want to get your thoughts on competition, right? Why is competition important? What are the benefits of it? Because I was thinking about this earlier today. I was golfing, and then in a few minutes, I'm going to go play basketball. And I just got finished one of our sales meetings, and I noticed competition just fuels everybody, whether it's like boys versus girls, you versus your friend. It doesn't matter. Like, we're always competing. And I was just curious, what are some of the positives of competition? So I actually looked up a couple things, and I also have some of my own thoughts. I'll start off with my thoughts, and then I'll share what I researched here about competition. But the first thing I always think about is competition brings out the best in me. And I don't know what it is, but it's like if someone says I can't do something, it just makes me want to do it that much more. And it's with anything, right? I remember thinking back to when I was a kid, I was in band. And I remember I was a drummer, I did percussion, all that stuff. I had a lot of fun with it. And I wanted to play trumpet. And I was like, man, like trumpet looks like a lot of fun, sounds really cool. And it's you could do a lot more with it. And I remember the band teacher was like, no, you can't play trumpet. And here's what my band teacher told me. It's crazy now that I think about this. He told me my lips were too big. He's like, you're not going to be good at it. Your lips are too big. And now it's just like, something clicked. I was like, give me that thing. I remember bringing it home, practicing every day. And I got pretty good at it. I was able to, like, his like little star pupil, I was able to outperform him and get like my own solo. And that was really cool. I also think about with golf. Right, my dad always told me for years, like, you should learn how to play golf. It's gonna be great for business. Then never took him serious, and then all my friends started golfing, and they're like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be good at golf. Like the first time I went golfing to like the range on my own, without like my parents, I broke a golf club. Like, took a full swing, just broke the golf club. They're like, yeah, you're gonna suck at it. So guess what that did? It drove me to like, I want to get good at golf. Same thing with running like a business within this company, this organization, and a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't think you're going to be a great manager. And that's what I've strived to do, is to become a best manager. And this leads me back into, what is this? YouTube, right? YouTube. A lot of people are like, hey, your YouTube channel is good, but you're not going to make money off of it. You're going to waste a lot of time. So you start to hear a lot of those little negative thoughts. And that just motivated me even more. I'm like, oh, you guys don't even know what's about to come. So why is competition good? Things it brings out the best in us. I also think it helps you overcome limiting beliefs mentally. This is why I think it's really important for people to play sports growing up. This is why I think it's important for people to like actually compete. Even in video games, I think that's fine too. But I think people need to be competitive, so this way you can get through those mental roadblocks. Because in life, as I'm learning as I get older, nobody really cares what you're gonna do. Right? Like, people don't really care, and they're gonna, when you do say you're gonna do something, they're gonna probably be the devil's advocate, and they're gonna always tell you all the things you can't do and why you can't do it. So I think it's important to really build that in your brain by accomplishing things that people told you that you weren't gonna do, to be able to do those, and it just helps build that mental toughness, that mental barrier. I also think about innovation just in like the tech world, right? Think about what competition has done. Right, Tesla did something no car company has ever done. Right, they created this whole different vehicle. They did the auto industry completely different, because the auto industry was pretty standard. Right, they did the same exact things every year and just did everything exactly the same. Tesla comes in, they disrupt the industry. But guess what it's created? It's created competition, because now all these other car companies that have been around way longer than Tesla, guess what? They need to step their shit up. Right, and that's how we got like the Mustang Mach-E, which I think is probably one of the top rated electric cars right now, right? Porsche has electric cars, BMW, pretty much every manufacturer has an electric car, right? The electric Hummer looks super badass. And there's all these really awesome electric vehicles that are coming out, and it's unveiling this whole new side of the auto industry. I'm hearing like people that are like, I'll never buy an electric car. Priuses are gay. And now all of a sudden they're getting this. And I'm nothing against gay people. I'm just saying what I hear people say. All right, so let's fix that. But let me talk about some of these things that I looked up here. let's see. We'll look up like some of the virtues of competition. First, it's like lower costs and price for goods and services, right? Think of Amazon, right? They brought down the price of everything, make things competitive. I think of Robinhood with the stock market, right? Before there used to be all these high commissions to trade stocks, and Robinhood was like, we're gonna take away all those fees. Guess what? All these other top investment firms or brokerages like Vanguard, Fidelity had to compete, and they had to get rid of their fees too. You start to get better quality products. You start to get more choices and variety. More innovation, greater efficiency for productivity, economic development and growth, greater wealth equality. So those are some of the things for like the virtues of competition. 10 ways competition enhances learning. Ooh, I didn't see this one. Improving teamwork and collaboration, right? When you put teams together, it's like, hey, we gotta, you five, whoever can create the best this, you guys get this grand prize. You get to win this special thing, right? I didn't even think about that. That's a really good one right there. Developing or enhancing social and emotional learning, developing academic heroes, increasing intrinsic motivation, enhancing beneficial peer comparison, strengthening academic self-concept, facilitating growth mindsets, and building mental toughness. Cool. That's on par with a little bit of what I was saying. All right, now this is 15 reasons competitive sports are great for kids. Ooh, this looks interesting. All right, eventually I'll be able to like share all these things that I'm looking at with you guys. I still got to learn how to do that. I'm still learning all this YouTube jazz, but still want to get you guys the information and what we're learning here. Let's see. Number one, competition drives us to learn at a faster rate and perform at a higher level. Boom. Didn't I just say that? Aren't I a genius? I'm amazing. All right. Second one, competition teaches us to bring out our best efforts. Feels like that's kind of like the same thing as number one. Number three, competition teaches us to manage the butterflies in our stomachs. Ooh, right. I know how many of you guys tell me about your butterfly moment in the chat box. All right. I can think of so many where you start the game for the first time and you're out there, coach believes in you, you have all these butterflies, there's a big moment, right? You're down by 1 point, you just need one basket to win the game. Oh man, I can think of all the butterflies right now. Competition does not have to be feared. Yes, for sure. And I think with that being said, I think a lot of people are afraid to lose. That's why they don't compete. And I think losing is just a natural part of life. Like, everybody's a loser. All right, if you're watching this and you're somebody that's afraid to lose, you're afraid to get told no, let me just tell you, every single person is a loser. Even that person you look up to, they've probably failed several times before they got to where they were. So losing's a part of it, and I think that needs to be taken on head on. Competition teaches us to take risks and deal with failure. Oh, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Number 6, competition teaches us to cope with when things do not go our way. Oh yeah, for sure. Right? Like, it's frustrating when most things go your way and then you grow up and like you're late on a bill and they're like, no, like you need to pay it or there's a fee and you can't get out of it, right? So it's like a reality check. Competition helps us with goal setting. Competition teaches us to play by the rules. Yeah, right. Competition helps us to learn to win and lose with grace. Nobody likes to lose. Let me just say that though. All right, nobody likes to lose. Everybody's losers. You're all gonna lose, but losing doesn't get easier. Although I will say that, like, it doesn't get easier, but you realize that wins and losses are a part of the game. Number 10, competition can be fun. I think that, how did I miss that? Like, that's what makes it, that's why I play golf, right? It was fun. Me and my buddy were competing on the golf course today, and it was like, all right, I bet you $1 if you can get it onto the green. And yeah, it just makes it more fun, right? When you play basketball, it's fun to win and see who's the best. All right, competition builds self-esteem. Competition teaches commitment. Ooh, yes, commitment. So in my line of work, I work with a lot of young people in sales. And a lot of these guys, they interview great. They're like, oh yeah, I'm the hardest worker. I'm always committed to what I do. I know how to overcome challenges. Then they get their first challenge. Their mom tells them like, you're not gonna be good at sales, and they're like, John, I gotta quit. I'm like, what? Like, where's that person that you just interviewed, right? So it teaches you how to commit to things. I remember really clearly the moment I wanted to quit basketball, right? And my parents are like, well, it's in the middle of the season, you can't quit. Like, you can't just quit. You got to finish the season. And at the time, I hated them for that. I was like, you guys are holding me against my will. I think, who knows? I was a dramatic kid sometimes, so I would say some crazy things like, this is almost slavery. Like, this is borderline child labor law. And now that I think about it, I'm so glad they made me stick to all the things that I do, because there's not many things I just quit and give up without giving it like my full effort and finishing it through all the way through the end. So thank you, Mom and Dad. All right, number 13, competition gives kids another community. Some of my best friends I've made is through sports, through competition, through interactions, through sales contests, things like that, right? Like, I remember there was this kid I was competing at when I was running my first office. I remember I was competing with this person running an office, and I never met this individual, but I saw his name on the charts. I would pass him 1 week, he would pass me 1 week. I would pass him 1 week, he would pass me 1 week. And it felt like I knew the guy, even though I just saw the sales report on a weekly basis. And I remember when we finally met each other, it was by coincidence. I was just like, oh, I'm John. And then he was like, John, do you happen to be John Baker? I was like, oh, do you happen to be, I'm not gonna say his name, right? But it was just cool. And then we built this really great friendship. And he was like, and he had the same feeling. He was like, dude, every week I kept looking at what you did for the week. And I was like, all right, if I do this, there's no way you can catch me. So the community that gets involved. Competition presents opportunities to travel. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Right? The Olympics are going on right now, and these people are the best at what they do. And guess what? They just got a chance to travel to Japan. I don't know if they have to pay that out of pocket. I gotta look into that, or if that was free. But that's great. Like, they're in Japan. They might have never ever would have gone to Japan if it wasn't for them being competitive at whatever they do. And by the way, you guys, like, those ping pong players are getting the same Olympic treatment as the track stars. So it's like, that's great. Number 15, competition causes kids to perform better in school. Ooh, that last one, that's why it's probably the last one for a reason. I don't really agree with that. I don't know. Maybe that's another topic for another video. For me, I was never competitive academically, and I don't know why. I do know why. I always felt like school wasn't, I don't know, I didn't see a lot of value in school from a pretty early age. And I always thought, I don't know, man. So it depends on who you're talking to. For certain kids, I don't think athletes, it makes them more, I don't know. Actually, we're just gonna leave that one as it is, and we'll discuss that later. But those are my reasons why I think competition is valuable, and then also just some research reasons. Google is an amazing creature, and those are my thoughts on some of those things that Google mentioned. Hopefully this helped somebody out. And I'm gonna go play some basketball now. I'm gonna go ball up at LA Fitness. I'm one of those LA Fitness all-stars. But I'll see you guys on the next video. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts. Tell me why you think competition's available. I want to hear your that butterfly feeling moment. That doesn't make sense. The butterfly moment that you had throughout your lifetime. Put that below. All right, I look at all the comments. I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.